Okay, hello everyone, this is the True Texan here, and this is a video I want to look at. I'm going to make a couple predictions first, and then I'm going to watch the video, okay? Like, I heard about this story way before TYT. They're a bit late. Now, a man knocked on the wrong door, but the person who was shot was black, okay? The person who shot him wasn't white, so I didn't know that they were going to cover this story. I thought they were going to ignore it like they do most stories. But nope, they're going to cover this story. So they're going to somehow find a way to make it about racism. They're going or they're going to somehow find a way to make it about guns. Well, I think it's going to be guns because that's a more logical argument for them to make. And we can have a discussion on guns. They are wrong. I bet you they're going to be wrong, but, we will see.
A 19-year-old in Georgia was shot and killed after he mistakenly knocked on the wrong door when he was attempting to visit his girlfriend. His name is Amarian Banks, and Banks was FaceTiming with his girlfriend. Her name is Zachariah Mathis, who had just moved into a new apartment. Mathis told the station that Banks asked her to open the door, and she started to worry when she didn't hear him knock. So he did, unfortunately, knock on the wrong door. I hear faint voices and a gunshot, she says, and then I hear him yell, and I hear all the fear in his voice, and he was just, "I'm sorry, I'm at the wrong door." So he did get shot by the person living in the wrong home or apartment. Police say after he knocked on the door, Banks started walking away, but the suspect, Daryl Bynes, went onto his balcony to confront him. A verbal exchange ensued, and at some point, Bynes, 32, shot the victim. When police arrived, he had a gunshot wound in his neck, and he was pronounced dead at the scene.
So, let's be clear about some of the facts here. It's not like he went to the door, the guy was startled, and shot him without asking questions. That would have already been terrible, but that's not what happened here. They actually talked for a little bit, and Bynes pursued him, went to his balcony to keep talking to him, and then decided to murder him. I say decided because based on this fact...
Okay. Like I said, this is TTA Fact Checks TYT. This is a little petty, but I am impressed you went 1 minute and 31 seconds without a fuck up. A real bad fuck up, okay? Now, this is a little petty. No, they didn't talk, and then he walked out to the balcony to continue talking. From all the evidence that have been gathered, the conclusion comes down to this. He knocks on the wrong door. The girlfriend doesn't hear the knock. They realize it's the wrong door. He starts to walk away. Then the man walks onto the balcony with a gun to pursue the man. And then the conversation ensued. There's a gunshot. He goes, "I'm sorry. I knocked on the wrong door." And then he was shot in the neck. That's the evidence. The evidence shows that he left before the man answered the door. It's a bit petty, but that's only because this is I'm fact checking TYT, and I'll say this: I am impressed you went this long. I am impressed you went this long. And there's 3 minutes left. There's 2 more minutes. So how are you gonna make this? So how can we talk about guns now?
Pattern, by the way, brought to us not by activists, but by the cops.
Yeah.
The cops say he went to the balcony, kept yelling at Banks, and then shot him. And by the way...
Yes, that is true. The cops say that. It doesn't matter who says that. What are the facts? How did they come to that conclusion? Well, they came to that conclusion based on multiple witnesses. And they're corroborating witnesses. And it makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense as to why he would shoot him, but it makes sense. There are crazy people out there. There are crazy people.
Bynes has been charged with murder.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, at least in this case, the cops are pursuing justice. That's very important. Sometimes it doesn't happen, and that is deeply frustrating and a bigger concern.
Okay, well, whenever you mean pursuing justice, it's not what you mean, because we can talk about it whenever they come up in your other videos, because I know they will again. But so many instances of the blacks, hands up, don't shoot. They didn't put their hands up, and they weren't unarmed. So and cops do pursue justice. 99% of the time, they're pursuing justice, and you just don't like what the answers are because you race bait. Okay? But here's a colored man being shot by a colored man. They weren't white, so this can't be race baiting. You're gonna go do guns, because why would you race bait?
But here is, unfortunately, yet another unarmed African-American male.
What the fuck? I was giving you a fucking chance. Oh, how? What the hell does the victim being African American have anything to do with this? Let's finish this thing.
Shot by someone who has a gun.
Yeah, so I actually want to go to...
Okay, that was your statement? Another African American... Yeah, you knew, you were talking, and... Wait, let's go back. You knew this was not racism, because you couldn't call this... another black African American being shot by a... You're about to say white guy, but then... Wait, it's not white. By a gun. Well, what the... Well, first off, guns don't shoot people by themselves. You know, the guns don't can't just pick them up. Leave a shotgun out there. Will the shotgun shoot anyone? No. People shoot people shoot people. Guns are a tool. So are guns racist now? Guns are racist? What the hell? What? You were trying to race bait, but this has so little to do with race that even you knew it had so little to do with race that you just end up looking like an idiot. Look, you.
But here is, unfortunately, yet another unarmed African-American male shot by someone who has a gun.
Yeah.
Yes, by someone who has a gun. There's... What does race have to do? What does him being African-American have to do with anything? It has nothing to do with anything.
So I actually want to go to a video that features some of the witnesses and what they experienced. Take a look.
He has 5 kids. He was literally protecting his family. Their truck has been stolen this week. Right now.
Okay. So the witness is defending the man. Okay. This was not self-defense. I don't care how you spin this. This was not self-defense. Self-defense isn't you go out onto the balcony and shoot a man when he's walking away. That is not self-defense. Okay? Self-defense is whenever they're charging at you when you are in fear of your life and you shoot the man trying to defend you or someone else. When the man's walking away, you can't... That's not... You walk onto the balcony and then there's enough time for some words before you kill him. That is not self-defense. That is flat out murder. Okay? This man had the man who killed him, he was mental. Okay? There had to have been some, he was maybe on some drugs. Maybe, I don't know, but he was not he was not right in mind. He may not be right in mind. He may just be some insane person. Okay? Maybe it was a drug deal. Maybe it was some gang-related thing. It could have been gang-related thing. Okay, so that could also be a thing. The guy was expecting some gang member or someone in his gang or an opposite gang to come attack him. And so he just kind of shot. It could be that. But this was in no way at all self-defense.
That's all they're trying to do is protect their family.
Michaela Johnson didn't want us to show her face, but says she's the cousin of 32-year-old Daryl Vines. He's charged in killing 19-year-old...
Right now, that's all they're trying to do is protect their family.
Michaela Johnson didn't want us to show her face, but says she's the cousin of 32-year-old...
That ain't no white man. I'm sorry. This isn't a case of racism. There's something else going on here. The victim being African American. Shot by a gun. What else do you get shot by, man? You shoot someone with a knife? Shot by a gun. What the hell does it... What race? Shank, why did you have to bring race into it? I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. So stupid.
Daryl Bynes. He's charged in killing 19-year-old Omarion Banks at the Retreat Apartments off Fairburn Road. This young woman, who also didn't want us to show her face, says she heard the gunshots.
I seen him running around the corner, and all you heard was him saying, "I'm sorry, it was the wrong door."
And this is what happens in a...
See, like I said, it's corroborating evidence between multiple women, the multiple people who were there, even the people trying to defend him. They're not so crazy enough to say that he didn't pursue him out in balcony and stuff like that. They're trying to justify the shooting, which there is no justification for what happened. Okay. And then even the person he was FaceTiming and on the phone with, there's corroborating evidence. This man clearly murdered the victim in cold blood. At least that's what I would come to the conclusion to. And I hope everyone else would come to the same conclusion.
Country that is littered with guns.
Oh.
So about 200...
Okay, hold on. You were talking.
150 million guns. And they tell us, no, it's going to keep you safe. It's going to keep you safe. Does it look like it's keeping people safe?
Yes, actually. You have one case right now. Okay, nice. There's multiple cases where guns kill people. Guns kill. They also defend. In fact, they stop more crimes than they do to cause crimes in the U.S. And then when you come to the most crime-ridden, the most gun violence, the most shootings, you take out the countries with the cities with the strictest gun control laws, like Chicago, Washington, and other places, and you just leave the places with loose gun control laws, and guess what? The crime rates are low. Europe, they have the gun ban. Guess what? They have mass rape, mass terror, mass stabbings that are just as deadly, if not more deadly, than shootings in America. They have people driving through crowds to kill people. They have bombings. Europe's a nightmare. Australia, after the gun ban, there's a spike in gun violence before it started declining again, and the decline was happening at the same exact rate as before. And guess what? Australia has a gang problem. The problem isn't guns. Guns are a tool. The problem is crazy people. You take away a person's... Yes, you have guns legal, okay? We can try our best and make laws to keep guns out of the hands of the mentally insane and mentally unstable, and out of the hands of felons. Well, there's... You can do that. Here's the thing. You take away a man's right to defend himself, right? You take away a man's ability to defend himself. A woman's ability to defend herself against stronger men. I'm sorry, women are they are weaker. The average woman is weaker than the average man. Yes, there are exceptions. But the average women are weaker than the average man. You take away... The gun's a great equalizer. You take away the gun, she's going to become more of a victim. You take away people's ability to defend themselves, there's going to be more attacks. People are going to kill with guns. People are going to kill with knives. People are going to kill with multiple different things. The best you can do, the best you can hope for, the best is to try to find the best way to defend yourself against those people.
No, we have unarmed people, predominantly African Americans, in this.
How the fuck? Why does this has nothing to do with blacks? And oh my god! And you're trying. And I know you're saying unarmed, but I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to lump in the armed with the person. You're trying to lump in self-defense. You're trying to lump in suicide. You're trying to lump in that stuff into this. Okay, I know what you're doing.
Case, it's racist doesn't appear to be an issue, and it's not by the cops, so that's not the issue. The issue is everybody's got guns. The minute there's a little bit of a
No, the issue isn't cops, like you claim. The issue isn't race. The guy who killed him was black. So this wasn't racist. Stop trying to bring racism. The issue isn't cops. Stop trying to attack cops. You're trying. Stop attacking the cops. Stop bringing in race. That's nothing. Stop bringing it up. Wait, the issue is not guns. Guns is a tool. The issue is the person. Address the issue. You take away the gun, the person's gonna find another weapon. Take away the gun, place is gonna become worse. That's what history tells us. You're just gonna ignore facts in history? Ay.
disagreement, somebody gets shot and murdered. No, but it's not guns that kill people, it's people that.
It is people that kill people. Oh my god, did Cenk just say something correct? He's mockingly saying it, but it's true. Guns are a tool. People use the tool. Okay? What was it? There's Switzerland. 1 in 2 people have a gun. The lowest crime rate in the world. Okay? Guns are a tool. You take away the tool to murder, well, there's other tools they can use.
Kill people. Yeah, except it's a lot easier to kill people when you've got a gun. Like what you see? Click.
Okay, it's a lot easier to kill people when you got a gun. Okay, well, is it also easier to defend when you have a gun? I like you to try to defend, try to get anyone to defend themselves using only their fists. Try to punch a bullet, try to punch a car, try to punch a knife. Try to punch a bomb. Punch an airplane. Can you defend yourself using only your fist? You can't. You can't ignore the facts just because you don't like them. This is a shorter video. It was good at first, but it just quickly spiraled out of control. I was going to be super impressed. Yet you disappoint me still.